And here we go. We will be starting now a cursor tutorial here, just show you how it all works, and it's very fun. You see in the center here, this is where your code would go. We don't see any code there right now because there is indeed no code to show, so it's empty. And on the left you have where your files might be. The files will show up on the left here. Yes, indeed, they would show up there. And that's where they will be, but they are not any files yet, so we don't see anything there. Indeed, yes. Yes, quite. So the other things here, there's your search. You can search through your code base, which is very handy if you like searching. If you want to search for any little thing in your code base, you can do so. Here you can do a find and replace. There's also the GitHub, the Git repository here. You think this is kind of like a save game for your coding. So you want to initialize that, and then you could publish it to GitHub also, which is kind of handy to have. I think it's a centrally located place. This is helpful for other reasons, which we will get into another time. Yes, okay. So the next thing then is over on the right here. This is your AI space here. This is where you speak with the AI and tell it what you want it to do. You want to make sure that agent is selected here. You can have ask or agent here. Agent, it will give you agency they will give the AI agency to move through your code base, make changes, etc. And so there's also the model selection here. You can choose different model. I like to choose Google 2.5 Pro often. That seems to have the best results for me. Claude 3.7 Sonnet is quite good as well. Sometimes I switch between them if I'm having a problem and one of them is not solving the other. I switch back and forth between models in those cases. But normally, just going with Gemini for now, because Gemini at the time of this recording is basically the best that you can get. So, yes, indeed. Let's see here. We will then start to create a prompt. We will write about how we will start. We will create a game, let's say a Pacman game. We'll create Pacman, and if you don't see your AI fold over on the left side, like it might look like this when you load it up, push Control-I or Command-I if you're on an app like I am, and then it will come up like this, right? So we want to write our prompt, and we will just describe in natural language what it is that we wish to achieve. We will just say we want to create a Pacman game in 3D using three.js, which three.js is a framework which is very good for the web and 3D. If you are not sure what kind of technology you want to use, you can always ask ChatGPT something like that, and then you can find out what the best framework is to create your game. So you may want to have that information there before you get started with a process like this. So yes, indeed. So I'll just finish writing up the prompt here, and perhaps, yes, we'll just write very basic prompt. Just we want to make a Pacman game in three.js. That's basically all we need to communicate at this point. So we'll also go into the settings here just to show you under rules. We like to also add this just to make sure that the AI is going to play by our rules. So it's set code clean, efficient, modular, etc. And we want to make a a task list in a file which we are calling tasks.md. And this will give us a checklist so that AI will be able to keep track of everything that we're doing. It does sort of do this on its own, but sometimes we'll lose track of what you're doing. It's not completely reliable, so it's nice to have this little document in place so that you can refer to what has been done, what has not been done, etc. And so we will just go ahead and submit this prompt now, and let the AI do its thing, start to code as we will. And you can see there's a large thinking process, thinking. These are thinking models. If you do have thinking selected, you don't have to have thinking selected, but I find that it tends to be a little bit better with its coding you've put thinking on, so I like to do that. Of course, no preference though, everyone's coding style is different. So it's thinking, it's doing, it's making changes. Looks like we've got a nice list of tasks up here. Yes, quite good. And you see where it says accept all. I like to click that along. It makes things move along a little faster than if you do not. Though if you do not, it tends to go anyways. There are certain instances where it will ask you permission to, say for example, use your terminal. And if it uses your terminal, that's using commands on the command line of your computer. If it does that, then it will ask for your permission. You need to make sure you approve that. You will need to approve certain requests, and sometimes when the AI is left running quite some time, it will say something along the lines that so many tool goals have been reached and you need to approve that as well. So you do have to kind of keep an eye on what is going on. You can't just sit back and just let the AI do everything. You do need to manage the task. It's like you are a CEO and you are in charge of a team of developers. It's sort of like that. Perhaps these are not the most intelligent developers yet, but in time, internally probably will be quite good. They say the top 5% of programmers, but I'm not sure. I quite believe that yet, but it's quite good. I mean, it codes better than I could code, as I am a chimpanzee. Perhaps I'm not expected to code all that much, but things are moving along quite swimmingly, actually. That's what I'm trying to get at here, and I want to make sure that you all are aware of this. So it seems like there are a lot of tasks going on, a lot of things going on, and as we sit here, we will watch the tasks. You may notice in the task list that some of the tasks have X's in their brackets now, and that means that they have been completed, I assume. Yes, and so the AI is busy at work creating a Pacman game, and who knows what it'll come up with. It may not be that good, it may not work at all. Oftentimes, it goes through its process, and then we load up the test game and we find nothing works at all. And then what we'll do then is we have to look in our console logs and make sure that what the errors are. We find out what the errors are, we feed them back into the AI, and it tends to fix them quite well. So we'll see that once we get to that point, but for now, we're just observing all the generating code. It's very cool indeed. And here this is just a nice slow burn of cursor as we go, and hope you like it. I know always if you like what you're seeing, make sure that you like and subscribe, because you know there's so much for our algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So, as we're waiting here, perhaps we'll delve into the settings here a bit while we wait. See, we've gone over the rules here. You can create whatever rules you like for your own projects. That's a universal rule. There's the models you can choose from, and then the other thing is under features here. You notice here there are certain things you don't want the AI to be able to do. So, particularly when it takes control of your terminal, there are certain commands that you will want to make sure that the AI does not have the ability to do, such as delete all of your files, etc., something like that. So we make sure that those are gone. Also, we re-indexing our code base is always good to do every once in a while, just to keep things fresh. You can also add documentation here, and you can just simply just click and then you add a URL, a documentation, and then you name it, and it will have access to this, and you will be able to do great things. This is particularly useful if you're using an API or a specific language that you're not familiar with. It's very niche. Maybe the three.js one would be good to have in there, but we didn't do it this time because we're just doing a little demo and it's fun. So, yes, the AI is just going and going and going, taking away the tasks. We are most of the way through, it appears, but it seems it will take a little bit more time just to observe what's happening here. Here it goes. You see, it just keeps going, going, going. Very exciting stuff. I mean, for those of us who are interested, it is very exciting, even though you may find it nerdy. But, you know, the key, my friends, is curiosity. It's all about curiosity. If you can be very curious, you can get great many things done. Okay. Getting very close to the end of our list here. When we get to the end of our list, we will test this in a browser. And perhaps we may have some results. Perhaps we may not. If we don't have results, then we just take the results and we articulate them in the most clearest way that we can to bring it back into the system, and the system will hopefully be able to fix our errors as we need. Yes. So, yes. It's quite an interesting tool, this cursor. You know, here a lot of times you just sit back and you watch it happen, but it is very important to give some guidelines, such as we have in the rules, and my guidelines here were fairly simple. Some people get much more granular about the way in which they would like their files ordered. They would like their things very particular. You can get as particular as you like. Anyway, it's really up to you and your style. But for this purpose, we just kept it very simple indeed. And we're getting very close to the end here, and it will be very soon time to test of our game and see what's happened in all of this effort. Can you imagine the amount of manpower it would have taken to achieve this without today's technologies? It would be quite silly. It would be quite a crazy exercise, and it would take up persons. life for a very long time to do what they need to do to achieve this game, but we are just doing it just for fun in the space of 20 minutes or so. So it's very remarkable, but you know, if you're not close to these things, you don't realize quite how remarkable it actually is. So, you know, you have to have perspective on these things. Okay, we're getting very close, very close indeed. It looks like we're very, very close. Yes, and I've been seeing us for a while. I may cut this part of the video, who knows. Yes. Oh, very nice, very nice. Getting very close to the end here. Still generating. This is, it's a monumental task. But you know, the funny thing is, if you articulate your project in a very direct way, making sure to outline the whole process, often it will act in this way that it's acting, where it will know exactly what it needs to do, and it goes down several rabbit holes of, and make sure that everything is tickety-boo in all the different ways. But you know, sometimes it will need your input, but what we have done here is a Pacman game, a very well-established game that has happened, it has been created many times before. There's lots of data of how a person may create such a thing, so it basically exactly where to go to get the information, all this sort of stuff, and it's created what we want without very much input at all. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a interactive process, I should say, but so it appears we've got to the end here. Okay, so perhaps we can try some testing indeed. Let's see what we have here. Sorry for my very messy desktop here. Very embarrassing. But, what do you care? Here it is, okay. Oh dear, just a white screen. This is what I dreaded the most. Okay, so because it's a white screen, we're gonna look at the console logs here. So you go to View and Developer. And we got console logs, JavaScript console, I think it's called. And of course, yes, we have some errors. We copy those errors out. We go back into Cursor, paste those errors in. This is what we got. Simple as that. Oh, I mentioned that we have a white screen, and this is the error that we got. Very simple. Okay, thinking. Looks like it's achieving what it needs to do here. So we can see a lot of text. I'm not reading it because I don't have time to that. Let's leave here. What's it talking about? Python? No. Oh, I think it wants me to create a separate server to test. Perhaps they've used some technology that won't register in the browser proper. So I will just ask it to skin up a local testing server. Now, do I even know what that means to spin out the local testing server? Not really, but as it's something that I've learned in passing, that perhaps when you are testing such things, you can spin up a local server and it works. I don't know why, it just works. Till it's on the live web, this is... Okay, well, we'll just go through this little process and then perhaps in 10, take a look at this new Pacman game. I'll copy that URL. Localhost Court 800. And here we have it. Though this is the worst Pacman game I've ever seen, this is not a good news at all. Well, I shall report these findings to the AI very quickly. What a ridiculous Pacman thing, though. So, we got some work to do, my friend. Let's create a nice little prompty here and write out what do we need. We need a more complicated maze, that's for damn sure. And perhaps a nice lowing graphic, something like that. Yeah, there we go. Well, let's try it out, see what happens. Here we go. We're almost finished here. Almost finished. I have a feeling this is going to do it. Sometimes you just have to be clear with your requests. Sometimes things don't come out the way you expect. Like, I was expecting a more complex maze. Yeah, but I only had this very basic one, so I have to be very articulate when I say make sure that you use a proper maze. Of a maze, but complicated shapes. Make it very nice. Very nice indeed, okay. Well, not sure if it's taking effect here or not. If I'm just leading it up to the AI, I'm not feeling this at all myself. And we shall see now. Something is cool about here. Looks like we may have something it will take you into process. Oh, how cool. Very interesting indeed, very interesting. Lots of things going on, which I did not care to pay attention to. I'm just vibing here. And that's little zero demo now that we have made our changes here. So check it out. Oh, much better maze. It's not perfect, but it's just fine and does the job. Well, choppy gameplay, but like we've shown, all you have to do is articulate what your problem is. Perhaps it can help you resolve that. And this has just been a little cursed tutorial. If you have enjoyed it, hope you got something out of it, and you will be able to use these tools for your bidding, whether it's making games or who knows what else you might do. We don't know. We don't claim to tech either. So, hope you all have a really wonderful Christmas and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.